Hey everyone, Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Hey, listen, today I want to take you through just running through some of the numbers for those of you looking at different options on Embarkers Key and kind of wondering if you should be looking at buying some vacant land, having a home built, doing an Airbnb thing, buying a condo, buying an already built home. And I just want to give you some numbers here. Now, these numbers aren't 100% set in stone. But I'm doing this for a particular set of clients of mine who I had a Zoom call with yesterday, who are looking to come down next week. And they want to see what the differences are between going with a condo and going with vacant land, because they really only plan on spending about 1 month a year in Belize in retirement. And retirement is a good 8 years away from now. So they have a pretty long lead time as far as when they'd be able to come down to Belize and enjoy the country extensively. So what I'm going to do in these two slides is just kind of throw out some line items and feel free to go ahead and create your own spreadsheet regarding some of these costs or sort of modify it to what you guys are looking to do in Belize. But here's the scenario. We have a couple, husband and wife, retiring in 8 years. And in retirement, they plan on spending 1 month a year in Belize and the rest of the year traveling and having a home in Florida and otherwise just, traveling the world. Um, so what advice or what suggestions might I give them? All right. So on your first slide here on your screen, um, here's one way to fund such a lifestyle. 1 month a year in Belize. Let's say that rent, if you just rented something for a month, is between $3,000 and $4,000. All right. When you come down, you're gonna need a golf cart. So you have your golf cart there, your next line item. You're gonna have to get there. All right. So you got your international flights, you have your Tropic Air flights. And of course, that number can be, higher, lower, just depending on where you're coming from in the world. And then when you get there to Belize, you're going to want to do some fun stuff. So you're going to want to be snorkeling, diving, fishing, exploring maybe the mainland. So you're going to be doing things. So let's say that this couple's all-in cost to do this for a month a year is $8,000. Right now, how would they fund that in their retirement? Well, here's one way. If they found a good deal on a piece of land in the path of progress, a land that has a really good potential to go up in value because something's happening in the area. There's roads going in, maybe power's coming in, maybe resorts are being built around it, or in other ways, the area is going to be increasing in desirability or in value. Let's say they found something around that $100,000 range. And they bought that, entitled it, and then they offered it on the open market with 10, excuse me, 10 seller financing. What does that mean? Well, it means that they would put the lot up for sale and they would ask for 10% down. They would finance the balance at 10% interest for 10 years. And at a $100,000 loan, $100,000 note mortgage, you're looking at payments of $1,321 a month, which is just over 15,000 a year, 15,852 to be exact. So you can see that with that type of investment, with a $100,000 investment, they can enjoy coming down to Belize every single year for a month of year, and have plenty enough money left over to do other things, to travel, to really explore, to do things. So, the difference between 8,000 and 15,000, they're making plenty enough money to do what they want to do, even if prices go up between now and when they would actually retire in 8 years. So here's one scenario. The other scenario is buying a condo. And this couple stated budget was oops, let's go back here. Around 250 to $275,000. All right. So what do the numbers look like on this? Well, first of all, can you get a condo for 275? Well, actually, you can. There's some very nice condos right now at Royal Palms. You can probably pick up something, a 2-bedroom in Mar Laguna for that price. And there's a handful of other smaller resorts on the island where you can find condos for about that 275 range. All right. So how would you fund your life? Again, you're only going to be using the condo 1 month a year, but let's kind of go through the excuse me, through the line items. So rent, you don't pay any rent because you own it. You bought the condo, it's yours. but now you do have HOA fees, all right, which can be anywhere between $300 and $450 a month. You got your insurance. That's really, really important to have. You have your maintenance, you have your upkeep. So let's say that all that comes to be around $800 a month or just under 10,000 a year. So that is an expense that you now have. When you come down for the month, you still need your golf cart rental. You're still going to be paying for your international tropic air flights. And you're going to still want to do a lot of fun things like snorkeling, diving, fishing, intercountry travels, things like that. So now how to fund it? Well, let's say you spent the money, you bought this condo, it's yours. So you do have an appreciating asset. And what would a condo like that net if it was being managed properly and you were getting good rentals out of it? Well, if it rented well, and I've seen this with condos in this price range, if it rented really well, you could be looking at around a 3% net operating income or a net a cash on cash return. So if you spent 275 on this condo, all in closing costs, stamp tax, everything, if it was rented well, you would be getting as a profit around $8,000 a year after all expenses, right? And all expenses, what I mean all expenses is anything related to the condo. So the HOA, insurance, maintenance, property management, advertising, all that kind of good stuff. So that would sort of wipe out this line item here. But then the $8,000 that you're making in profit, you still got to put back into your golf cart, your international flights, your snorkeling, diving, fishing. So that $8,000 would very easily then pay for your extra expenses that month. All right. So what are the pros and cons? Well, with the land deal, you're simply renting something. All right. So it's not yours. You're not going to be customizing it. It's not going to be your own home. It's not going to have that whole pride of ownership thing where I own something that I'm using. Also, you can't send your friends and family down to use it, right? So you're just getting that, 1 month of usage. You're renting it. What are the pros? You can bounce around the country. You can spend a month in Key Calker, a month in Cayo, a month in Placencia. Each year, you can explore a different part of Belize. Or if one year Belize doesn't work out, you can go spend a month in Paris or south of France or somewhere else. All right. So, what you also don't have with this is an appreciating asset, right? So, a rising tide lifts all boats. And so we find that while vacant land does tend to appreciate much quicker, much higher at a faster pace than, for example, condos or homes, condos or homes do have, a decent amount of appreciation year after year. Now, when it comes to buying the condo, here's what you get. You get that pride of ownership. You customize it exactly the way you want it. You put your own artwork on the walls. You furnish it the way you want it. It's yours. It's your home. There's a beautiful sense of pride when it comes to pride of ownership. You can use it anytime you want. So you're not limited. You can use it in the summer, winter, spring, fall, whenever you want. You can send friends down, family down. And there is something to be said for owning something too, right? Rather than just renting. So I think there's pros and cons to both. Now, what you're doing here is instead of investing $100,000 to make plenty of money each year for 10 years to cover your 1 month a year in Belize, you're investing almost 3 times that amount. So what we could do actually, we could back this number down, this $100,000 number down to around, let's say 90,000, all right, or maybe even 85, you'd still be making enough money. Back that down, and you're looking at about 3 times less than you're purchasing the condo for. But the condo again has value. It's yours, and you get this net operating profit there of $8,250 a year on average. So yeah, there you go. What am I forgetting? Well, these are just two examples, guys. So, like I said, I know you guys are looking, you're probably watching a lot of videos, you're scouring the websites, you're looking at Belize. And these are just, two options that I think are worth looking at and penciling out. So, if you're going to be coming down to Belize anytime soon, what I would do is take out a piece of paper, sit with a cup of coffee one morning, and say, you know what? Okay, well, what are our finances like? what do we have to work with now? What will we have to work with in the future in terms of budget? So, for example, a third option would be buy the vacant land now, sit on it for 8 years. In 8 years, boom, go ahead and build your dream home, build your little island home in Belize. And then you get the best of both worlds. You have a lower outlay of cash now, and then later on, you can build your home, maybe even a rental casita. Like I said, there's a thousand ways here to make this happen. And these are just two ways to give you guys something to think about. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'll put my email address in the video description below. Looking forward to working with you. Appreciate you watching. Share this with someone who you think might like Belize. And I appreciate your support. Take care. Talk to you soon.